because I'm crazy, one of my students sent me that, and I tend to attract outside of the box thinkers. People that, let me go back here. One of my favorite movies, don't judge, is Tommy Boy with Chris Farley back from the 90s. And there's a character, Dan Akroyd, in the movie. He said something, and it's being a little judgmental, but it's being observational, that I find to be true. He said, what the working man doesn't know is what makes him the working man. Now, what I mean by that, there's nothing wrong with being earning an honorable living. But what he was really implying is what people don't know is what makes them just the masses. Can you guys, I don't see where I'm frozen. I see now where you say you froze, but I've got, there we go, okay. So I tend to attract, let me be a little careful here with this. I tend to attract the crazies, which are me. And that means I'll take the butcher's word for it. Okay, someone else has seen it. So, yeah, I watch stupid movies. I mean, Dumb and Dumber. I mean, I watch good movies too, like Shawshank Redemption and stuff. I like good movies. But, there's sometimes you just got to sit down and watch Dumb and Dumber or, Tommy Boy or something like that. Caddyshack. But anyway, in the U.S., we have a reading level of 10th grade. No, the 7th grade, sorry. The average American reads at a 7th grade level. The average American's pretty clueless. And I'm just saying that, it just is what it is. But that's not just average Americans, that's all over the world. And I'm going to get to the questions in just a minute. So guys, why in the world would I listen to the masses preach to me about COVID or health or wellness or money or anything when generally the people that are preaching this crap are uneducated, undereducated, ignorant, and we're all ignorant in different ways, but you know what I mean. And some just plain out stupid. Just being honest. And there's I can't believe they spent money on this, but it's called the Dunning-Kruger experiment. I don't know when I read this, maybe 5 years ago. I'm going to just be candid in the way that I say this. Is that what we would call stupid people, you ever notice that the less that somebody knows, the more they'll argue and try to be right? Well, there's a psychology behind that. And the Dunning-Kruger research, which is pretty much just observational, just watch, they could have paid me to tell them this, is that people that aren't that bright aren't bright enough to know they're not that bright. Where I work from is, I don't know anything. Even though I'm here, and I know some things, but I don't know anything. I know one language and I mangle that one, English. I let my participles dangle and sentence fragments, and I can't play any musical instruments. I don't know shit. But all these people that think they know everything about world economics and COVID and public policy and foreign policy and all this kind of stuff are generally the ones that know nothing about it. But then they argue and tell you how stupid you are when they don't even recognize they know nothing about it. But again, that's called Dunning-Kruger. So the reason I tell you that is I'm crazy. I tend to attract, and this is all that I want to attract, is human beings that choose, that want to think outside the box, that want to think outside of the mass think that we are fed by our cultures and our families. And for sure, and if you don't believe me, just do some research. I've done a shit ton of research over the years. A lot. 25 years worth. We're fed the most crap by our governments. Why? Because there's agendas. And the agendas are financial. What was his name? Rothschild. Baron Rothschild back 200-300 years ago. I'm going to mangle this quote, but he said something like, I care not who makes the laws. Let me control the money. When you control the money supply of human beings, you control human beings. Think about that. So you guys, anyway, that's why I share that, because if you're one of us, and it doesn't even mean a New Ager. A lot of people get into spirituality, and I've been there. I've been on my path with a shaman, as you might know, for 25 years. I'm perking up a little bit. A lot of people that are in the New Age don't even recognize that they're many times criticizing people into organized religion when they don't even recognize that New Age in itself is an organized religion. So, think, observe. A couple of more comments and then we'll talk about something else, then I'll open up. A lot of research. I've done tons of psychological, credible research and read it and studied it for years. Hi there. Is that as human beings, our perceptions and what we see is very skewed. And there's been tons of research that have demonstrated that we think we see something and we think we have the whole picture, and we don't. Anybody ever seen the video? I forgot what it's called. It's on YouTube. It's a very, very famous video of these people passing a basketball. And they say, count the number of times the basketball changes hands. Yeah, I'm getting fired up. Yeah. And so you sit here and you watch the video of all the times the basketball changes hands. And then they say, did you see the gorilla? And you're like, what frickin' gorilla? And you go back and you watch it nice and slow and you look for the gorilla. And the gorilla walks through while people are playing with the basketball. But your focus, yeah, the bear runs through it. Hey, Dr. DeMarco. Hello. But we're so we are where our attention is. You've heard me say we are where our attention is. And the masses, their attention, think about this. The masses, their attention is on groupthink. Think about that. The masses, their attention is on let me think like everyone else. Because people want to be accepted. And I've learned in my life, and especially with Don Javier, the shaman, is I don't want to be part of the masses. I want to be with the crazy dudes like you guys. I want to be with people that are waking up. And many years ago, Don Javier said, he goes, people think we're Looney Tunes. I love Les Brown. I started listening to him in 1992. I don't listen to motivators anymore, but he's good. And Don Javier and I were sitting down talking back in the 90s. And he goes, people think that people like you and I, they think we're Looney Tunes because we don't think like them. And I introduced somebody who's now worked with Don Javier for 20 years as an apprentice as well. And after I introduced him to Don Javier, yes, Tanya, he said, he goes, I'm sad. I'm like, what are you sad about? And he goes, when I'm around you and Don Javier in that group, he goes, I hear you saying things that are crazy, but you're all very sane people. And what I come to realize is either you, very sane people that I think are sane people, are crazy, or the rest of the world's crazy. And he goes, I think I'm losing my grip on reality because, thank you. He goes, Randy, he said, I think I'm losing my grip on reality because I've watched the whole world live this way. And after following you and being around you, Jim, and Don Javier, I don't think like that anymore. And that's why the best thing we can do is go crazy. Literally, just go crazy. Meaning be you, be who you are. When I say go crazy, it doesn't mean literal mental dysfunction or mental, disorder. But when the masses run that way, I run that way because the masses are wrong. And I'm wrong too, but not 90% of the time. And the masses are wrong 90% of the time. And when I say I'm wrong, I don't think I'm an expert on anything, even though I'm considered an expert at the stuff that I do, transformation. And that research shows that experts are wrong 20% of the time. There's only informed opinions. That's it. We are all only, for those of us that are, and I'm still informing myself on a lot of stuff, nothing more than an informed, exactly, Sam, you'll be nice. Nothing more, be nice, play nice, than an informed opinion. And that's it. And that's the best we can do.